So, for anybody who's just joining in, you've missed us trying out paranormal
Office of
cleanup.
the Medical Examiner, Petersville. Dr. Jack Hadman is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your life. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No! Please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn
Wow.
journalists. They don't let me work.
Someone's got anger
Damn it.
issues.
I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken.
Also, hello, Care.
Where did I leave my meds this time? Clean up after himself. Again.
Hi, this is Katie Brooks, a reporter. Couldn't find you at home. Starting to suspect you're avoiding me, mister. I can't read joint writing. Anyways, as you know, we would like to write... Oh, I thought that said invite. An article commemorating your wife's achievements. So I'd be delighted to talk to you about it. Also, along with this note, also leaving my business cards. I hope to find you at your home or the office. How about fuck off? Yeah, maybe.
You won't be needed for the next few months.
This is my beautiful
I
wife,
guess it was in another life.
and now she's obviously quite dead.
Wednesday. It's not my favorite day.
Hey!
It's certainly
Get out of it! Stop breaking the fourth wall! No! It's not supposed to be Wednesday! Go away!
awful. It would be good to finally repair the coffee machine.
Or how about you make your fucking own instead of being a... Oh, fucking hell, that start. No, turn it back on. How about you make your own instead of being a miserable git? Anything in here? No. Hi. Anything in here? No. Anything in there? No. Anything in there? Oh, Jack Daniels! Better than whatever the fuck that probably is. No. How about the other side of the desk? Oh, okay, cool. I'm actually having to double game. This is so
Not
weird.
very comfortable, but suitable for night shifts.
He had a wife, he doesn't know how to make his own coffee. Oh, fuck's sake. So, I'm having to double game. I'm having to use my controller to move. But because of how fucking slow it is... Lipstick? Ooh la la, who have we been having in the fucking... In the fucking thingamabob? I turn the lights on.
Pathology. How to combine the hands of a surgeon, the passion for a good mystery, and an exceptionally strong stomach.
Yeah, I don't have a strong stomach. If I did pathology, it'd have to be in the laboratory part.
Medical University Diploma. I didn't know then that I would prefer corpses to living people.
Oh, that sucks for you, man. What's this?
Another kidnapping this month.
Oh fucking god, I just won the victory royale Fortnite, what the fuck? Yay! Bravo, Bumble. Okay. No. Oh, game fucking froze for a second there. Where bathroom? Need bathroom.
This place is starting to look like a hoarder's dream, rather than a storage room.
This is not bathroom. Out of
Let's
order.
hope I'm not caught short this evening.
Wait, so isn't that the bathroom where our medicine's supposed to be then? Oh, no, this is the bathroom. Why on earth would our medicine be in here? Fuck.
Okay.
Give me my meds. Ah, yes, red medicines.
And get back to work.
Oh, just a second. calling me to schedule an appointment that's already scheduled. And I thought I was fucking autistic. Oh well, what's going on with my phone? Oh, Twitch did not like me answering that phone call. At least I went blue. Oh my god, so fucking cold. You just have the bedtism. Apparently so.
I need to set the camera first.
Take the camera from the storage room. Okay, this is not the best. Because for some reason it's being extremely clunky and doesn't like.
Now remember, Jack, don't forget, hit the record button this time.
Do you know what? I thought there was just going to be a simple, you just play, you dissect bodies, you know. I don't know why this seems like it's setting up for this man to have some sort of psychotic episode. Probably clunky because you're switching a control screen between. Yeah, it probably is. I'll just have to push.
Hopefully
Okay.
the new tripod is going to hold up.
Ah! A penis! But you can't see it because it's blurred. Ah! But we know it's there! Wait, why can I select his penis? The fuck? Hello? I don't... Oh my god, this game already. It's driving me up the wall.
I just have to get everything in frame.
Everything is in frame, there you go.
November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, you will have the dubious pleasure of following a full autopsy, step by step. For those of you who have already performed your first autopsy, this will refresh your basic knowledge. In turn, for those whose knowledge is only theoretical, I advise not to watch this after a meal.
Take a look at chalkboard. Okay, I have clicked and looked at chalkboard. I have clicked chalkboard and it's not doing anything. Hello? Oh wait, is it this chalkboard? I see there's another chalkboard. Wait a minute.
Start. Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea.
Oh, lovely.
The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time. In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process. During your research, be patient, inquisitive, but above all, attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself.
So what you're telling me is to become a better streamer, I need to go and work in a morgue. Right, if only I had a strong stomach. Do you know what? Funny enough, puke and poo seems to what seems to do it for me. As long as it's not like a gushing wound, I should be fine. I've never actually seen a dead body other than animals. Maybe I should go and take a visit into a morgue and be like, right, look, I learned in a video game that if I want to narrate to myself, the best place to go and learn how to is in a morgue. Can I come and prod your bodies for a bit, please? Your poop. Shut up, Kay.
Now, onto the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
To be fair, he's bald, he's got a beard. Kay, what are you doing on my autopsy table, you bastard?
The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows.
Bumble cows bullying me.
The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years.
Oh, I know, you shaved your head recently, didn't you?
Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket. The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man.
Yeah, 'cause I'm allergic to beards, you bastard.
He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased.
Aww.
That's it. It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death.
That sucks.
This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
Gloves? Gloves.
Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera.
Yeah, at least he's got a job.
It's in here somewhere.
Camera. In here, apparently.
There you are. I knew it was here somewhere. As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame.
Hey, the pin that displays, I guess. Right, let me see. Do any of these buttons? No. Right, okay, so I can only use my controller for fucking walking around. Okay. Oh wait, he says he wants a full body. There, full body. Hee penis. Right. Is that how is that not a fucking good picture? Hello? I'm so glad I don't actually have to look at his penis. Take a photo. I'm pressing my mouse button. I want to zoom in. It feels creepy. I don't like it. Maybe if I do it from the head. Yeah. Oh, why are you not letting me take a photo?
Well,
oh, okay.
We'll move on to the next step.
Fucking find the sweet spot, apparently.
Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
I already saw out of the ordinary. If you'd fucking let me actually investigate, you bastard. So his knee has a bobo on it. Look.
Poorly healed wound. Looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
What about his knee? Look! His knee! It's injured! Look! It looks like someone smashed his knee in, the poor bastard! He's got dirty green toes! He's got a tiny penis! Poor bastard. Alright, his foot's blue. Oh, okay.
Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite. Probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
Oh, bless. BRB. Good. Then you won't be bullying me anymore. I love how they don't mention. Look, like literally, look. Look, his knees are bruised. How are you not mentioning that his poor little kneesy weezies are blue?
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite?
Well, yeah, alcohol doesn't exactly cure you from, I don't know.
That's something interesting.
He's been bumped on the head.
Check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
So, guys and girls, if anybody's a bit squeamish, we are actually going to be cutting up a dead body. I'll be doing shopping. No worries, hon. I've got to do my own shopping after this, anyways.
In a moment, we will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Okay, get started. Perform the autopsy.
Scalpel, scissors, syringe, magnifying glass, knife. I guess I forgot to clean the knife.
Okay.
Personal information. The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay. As you can see,
1991.
I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not only allows you to track the procedure,
It's alright,
but also
Bumble K
collates
was
the
bullying
results
me.
together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
So, by the way, 1991 November, I literally would have been... I would have been 7 months old.
Which spot first? I can
Head.
confirm the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell, and this was an accident just waiting to happen. It looks like a burn mark, no doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
Fair enough then.
Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color.
Blue-purple colour. Brr. No. Oh, I have to,
Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time.
I know, he's such a
That's if he
bastard.
wore any at all. So far, there are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
Oh, clipboard. Clipboard mannequin. Wait, what? Where is the clipboard mannequin? Hello? Hello? Clipboard mannequin, where did you go? Here, clipboard mannequin. Here, clipboard. In here. No. Where is it? Oh, here. Shit.
First, I marked the location of the injury, the
Head,
head wound. We're
leg,
not in front if
foot.
Toby's body was. Even though this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of. Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head. Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any. This is of no interest to us. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Fakey. Clipboard down.
We still have one thing left from the basics. Rigor mortis. Well, we take our deceased by the hand, gradually re-raise it. Now let it go. As you can see, the hand falls loose. What's the conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago.
Can you really tell how old they died from how floppy they are? I would have thought floppy would have just been floppy, you know?
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw. The cut is made from ear to ear. After which, we remove the skin and the top of the skull. After the basic examination, we can see that the brain's cerebral
Wibble
neuroni in
wobbles.
both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross-section.
I shouldn't laugh, but look, it wobbles. It's supposed to be summer right now, but it looked cold and raining. To be fair, hun, I've always considered September to be fall weather. Like, for me, it's weird. I go August is end of summer, September is fall, October is fall, November is fall, December is cold. Although November, depending some years, I would also say is also winter, but apparently it's supposed to be fall. And then December, January, February are supposed to be winter. I'm just sat here like, I don't know. I would have thought December and January definitely could be winter. But February, I would have thought would have been early spring, just really cold, you know? Anyway, I'm supposed to action this. Leave the body.
Some
okay.
pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
The board? Board? Oh, there you go.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
Ugh. Oh my god. This is asking for some concentration and a half. I'm autistic. I don't do well with small lines. Bro.
So far, so good. The hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
Which means he was killed somehow else.
We can rule the fatal accident out as well.
No.
Brain is in good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs.
Ew.
I grab a scalpel from my kit.
Scalpel.
The incision should be in the shape of a letter Y. We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs.
Oh
and to
no, now
penetrate
you're
the
asking
abdominal
for
wall.
something. I can't draw a straight line if my life depended on me.
Alright, now we peel back and separate the skin.
Actually looks like, oh, gross.
Now, we need to remove the ribs. We'll need the loppers for this.
Oh, I know what those are. There, snip, snip.
Quite a satisfying crunch.
Oh, don't say that.
After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. Firstly, we can see widespread black and tarry deposits caused by smoking cigarettes. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about?
Bad lungs.
Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation.
Illness. Mark the damage. Okie. Alright, now what?
What now? The syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples.
Okay. I don't think I was supposed to pick this up. Oh dear. Right. Syringe.
Specifically 3. From the eye, vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse.
Lovely.
5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it. Now from the bladder, we draw about 10 milliliters of fluid.
That's actually
now
interesting.
We take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
He's got the same thing as me! I got dyscalculia.
I wasn't sure it would amount to anything. The World Wide Web has been a blessing for speeding up my work.
Num num. Is it in there? No. Where notebook? From the office. Oh my. Creepy. Notebook.
This
Yoink.
thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime.
I'm glad I can't run, which means that I won't be
Let's get back
chased
to the
by
examination.
mass murderers or anything. Oh wait, centrifuge. It's over here.
We put all of the samples into the rotor.
Blood. Blood. You would have thought that would have been yellow because
Now,
bladder,
we
but
set the
never mind.
appropriate time and speed.
Notes. Time 15 minutes. Speed 70. So no, 5. Oh, 15, sorry. 15.
Okay, let's
70.
roll. Oh shit, the fuses again. Where were we? Oh yes, the blood alcohol concentration.
I was told that this is just a simple simulator game. No, I'm not having this. No.
Let's see what we've got here. Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all. Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart. We remove the organ and examine it closely. We look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death. Now let's take a closer look at the size is normal, healthy, pink color.
Okay. Is that it?
And as expected, the stomach has no major external damage. We must now cut it open and inspect inside. We will do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out. We open the stomach along the greater curvature, from the heart to the pyloric end.
Oh, no.
I already feel like there's
These
something left
kinds of
inside.
puzzles.
can't do it without the pills.
Wait, what?
My head. Oh, I can't think straight. Pills. Where are my pills?
Bro, like,
No. No.
I can't leave.
Everything is spinning. Pills. I have to take pills.
God. He's having a fucking nervous breakdown. What the fuck? You're giving me a nervous breakdown, this bro. This is rough. God.
Okay, large amount of gas.
Oh, why are you speaking
small
about
amounts
pills?
of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
Hello? Why is my vision all blurry?
I can't. I cannot. I need pills.
Alright, I'm going. I'll go find pills. Jesus Christ. I think me clicking and saying cut just freaked him out for some reason. Okay, cool. So we've got... Oh, hello. We've got a sanity meter of some sort. If you fuck up, you just go mentally insane.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased snake.
Yeah, I don't particularly want to go fingering someone's poo. Thank you very much.
At first glance, the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray. While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision. To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen.
Say it? Yeah,
And
I
after
must have
careful
missed it. That's what I
examination and
found.
deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Ew. So he choked to death on his own vomit and hit his head.
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back. Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death. That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
This is why you must, like, it's always like said to put babies in an incline instead of flat on their back when they're young, because babies don't have much of a gag reflex. So a lot of SSIDS, or it might be SIDS, SIDS. A lot of babies would die because, you know, they can't roll to the side, you know? So if they vomit, it just comes up into their lungs, into their throat, into their mouth, and they can't spit it out because, again, if they don't have a gag reflex, they certainly don't have a spit reflex. So this is why, like, a lot of babies die, and it's always a good idea to have sort of like foam. You can actually buy them as well, like a baby foam incline. I can't remember what they're called exactly, but I had one for all of my kids, and yeah, absolutely brilliant. I know. Thankfully, none of my kids had any issues like that. So,
And now it's all clear. The death was suffocation. Now the mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up. For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps. And then, we sew the deceased back up. I'm using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do. Beautiful.
yeah, well done.
Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
Bye bye.
God, I'm tired. I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar.
No. I leave now.
I'll call Steven. I don't feel like drinking alone today.
I'll go home now. That is interesting though. Alright. Hello? Hello? Oh no, skinned him. Um. Okay. Oh, lovely. Thank you for the drink, Bumble. I'm just gonna message Ash and let him know that I got the parcel.
Forgive me.
Where Ash?
What? Christ. What a dream. Fuck.
I'm soaking. Lol. How are you wet? What did you do?
Time flies, and probably doesn't have to get up to work. Till death do us part. I wasn't able to support her through this.
No.
It's always good to have something for a rainy day. It's always good to have something for a rainy day. It was a miracle that the coffee didn't wash off the writing. And that she said yes.
Okay, so I'm assuming
It's always good to have
I
something
should
for a rainy
somehow
day.
be able to grab the paper at the bottom,
It's always good to have
but for some
something
reason
for a rainy
it's
day.
not letting me. So I went out to shop and it started raining. I'm cold. Bless.
It's been almost a year. So much light everywhere. Some days, I just feel like setting fire to all this paperwork.
I
I'm
hate
fed up with it. A pill a day keeps the defective Jack away. It's a shame these won't help with my hangover. The fucking phone. Okay. I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home, too. How is everything? We haven't talked since...
Well, there are good days, and there are bad days. What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Okay, how can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask, do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow. Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you wanted to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh. Okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432, Johnson City, New York, 13790.
I bet
Got
not
it.
need to remember
Thanks.
this later on.
Thank you. It would mean a lot to me. Just miss her so much.
Yeah, me too. And that's okay. Really, no problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you.
Even though if I thought you were my wife. Fuck.
Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
Okay. Oh, is that photo not allowed? I didn't get it. Yeah, there's no photos in there.
It hurts too much to look at these, but I can't throw them away. It hurts too much to look at these, but I can't throw them away.
Well, then maybe shouldn't we? Because there's clearly the envelope. Shouldn't we like look through them to see if there's pictures?
It's just too dirty to use. Menu for today: dinner in town and takeaway coffee. The remnants of last night's binge with Steven. I'm not sure if it's still edible.
All right, picture over here. Alright, use this one? No? Okay, cool. Cool. That's me, Kenny.
They certainly have more will to live than I do. I'm not in the mood for music lately. An indispensable element of every office. I should really try and read a few of these.
Okay, so what am I looking for then? Because there's the envelope, quite clearly.
Some days, I just feel like setting fire to all this paperwork. I'm fed up with it.
So,
I still feel uneasy. At this time, Alice would probably be sitting here reading a book.
so I'm confused. Find a photo of Alice, but there's photos everywhere, but it won't let me take any of them. So confused. I'm guessing it's in her stuff, but he's like just refusing to open his stuff.
Time flies, and probably doesn't have to get up to work. I really need to get this laundry done.
It won't let me pick up this photo again for some fucking reason.
Till death do us part.
Yeah. Ah, that's why.
Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam. It's hard to believe they've known each other for so long. The These were from Thanksgiving. Stephen invited me. I was going to give them to his mother, but then I met Alice. That was the first time I saw her. It would be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display, and not hidden in a drawer. Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously late. I should grab some coffee and aspirin on the way. Oh shit. Almost left the door open. These fluorescent tubes are brutal.
A postbox. No postbox.
I hope this helps, Charlotte. Okay. All done here. Time to go. Huh? Damn. I forgot my jacket. Well. I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad.
Unless you're autistic like me and you get too hot for a jacket anyways.
Nice and fresh. At least it's peaceful here. Good evening, Mr. Ridley.
The timesheet, Hammond.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy.
Alright, that's the wrong one.
Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I better check the answering machine.
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and... This, I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay? Bye. Fuck. I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet.
I was gonna say, we answered the phone call. The fuck?
Due to a lack of preparation, this time the lecture will be improvised. I don't understand why you can't just smoke outside. What? Still on the road? How cheap and nasty coffee is this? Birthday. I actually forgot it was today. Alice baked me muffins like these every birthday. A treat for later. I always crave something sweet after a section.
You better drink.
Okay, joke's over. Apron, gloves, and get to work.
Already taking my pills, I'm like, well, what's in here? Drawer turn. Ew. Put on apron, hanging in dissecting room. Apron.
Ah, man. I remember you. You were on that talent show. What was your name again? I need to order another batch of these. I've got to remember to do that later. And that's the whole point.
Set up the camcorder. Where is the camcorder? That's over here.
Stephen laughs
I'm
at me for
home, I'm
recording
freezing.
everything.
Mess.
He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's caught.
That's not very nice.
November 21st, 1991. Time, 9:13 p.m. The autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Lecture for the Medical University of Missouri. After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs, so today we'll be consolidating our knowledge. So, where do I start? That's right, Billy's folder. Ah, yes, Samantha Barker. Now remember, there's probably going to be a lot of chatter about this. Found in her own apartment by police patrol. Officers were called by a concerned friend of the deceased, who had been unable to contact Barker for several days. During the interrogation, a friend of the deceased admitted that Samantha never got to grips with the sudden fame that came after winning such a high-profile talent show.
Sounds about right for a lot of people, unfortunately.
After her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. She suffered panic attacks and severe sleep problems. Drugs and medication came into play. The deceased was found in her own apartment, in a
Leave Bumble alone, you bully.
Large quantities of alcohol and empty packets of sleeping pills were also found in the apartment.
No, wait, have I not?
When questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. She also quit drinking alcohol and mentioned something about rehab. The friend also admits that there was no indication of an impending tragedy.
See, and this is the horrible thing about suicide. It can come out of nowhere, but this also could be murder.
Well, let's see what settled this matter. As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, before we move on to photographic documentation, we must remove the clothes. This time, we don't have to focus on the clothes too much. However, there are cases where a clothing analysis can lead to the cause of death.
Well, for example, I can see that she
Okay,
is sweating.
Now we can continue
had
with
sweat
the
a lot.
examination. Again, begin by taking photographs of the cadaver. I guarantee that over time it will cease being embarrassing for you.
No, I'll always be a bit of a prude. I don't know
First,
why, but
we
yeah.
photograph the whole body. And now, any suspicious-looking marks or wounds.
Well, straight away, I can see on her stomach.
You don't get such bruises from a normal contusion. Yes, I've seen this many times.
Oh, you can at least tell me what it is. I haven't seen it many, many times.
Interesting. Very uneven. We need to investigate this.
It looks like strangulation. Looks like she was beat up.
Well, there's even more here.
So, you're sounding really creepy. A weirdo. Hmm. You're hardly here because you don't do
feel we need to
autopsy
look into
games.
here.
Why don't you do autopsy games? They're very funny. You get to jiggle brains about. And go jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
Notes prepared. Time to take a closer look.
Just makes me feel weird with the body damage. Suppose
Some
so.
furrows have imprinted more strongly, others less. As
Yeah,
if
she looks like
someone
she's
was...
been garroted. I might have to start making that once a stream.
The number of bruises suggests that there may have been some kind of tussle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, considering her stomach and everything.
Such bruises are caused by either a very heavy blow or
And
by
look,
some internal issues.
I can't show you because it won't show my mouse, but you can see, like, there's a dent, a big purple dent, and then there's two other dents right near her belly button.
And here's something interesting. The skin of the deceased is covered with numerous blisters. Some of them are ruptured.
Needles and all
Others
that,
still
after all.
contain
There's
fluid
no
residue.
needles. Until I have to take samples, in which case, you know, then there's a needle.
More numerous blisters.
Other than that, it's just noise.
We have some leads to investigate here. Let's write this down. On the neck of the deceased, we can see clear furrows, indicating that strangulation may be the probable cause of death.
I don't know if she's tried to strangle herself, because, like, bruises and everything, but...
In general, such blisters usually appear in the case of mechanical abrasions, but due to the place of occurrence, this should be excluded. The most likely cause of such skin changes is the high concentration of barbiturates in the body. Although it's easier to have abrasions on your feet, but the number and size of the blisters suggests that it's probably a matter of barbiturate poisoning. Currently, it's difficult to say whether the bruises were the result of a beating, or whether it could be some kind of internal bleeding. Given the condition of the deceased, it's difficult to tell immediately.
That's some fun news
whether
from
the
Ball and
bruises
Chat
were
this
the
morning.
result
We're
of a
finally
struggle,
back to doing
or
it.
perhaps the result of
But
iron
this weekend is the
deficiency.
last one until mid-October.
A severed spinal cord, trauma to the larynx, or trachea will verify whether the hanging was the final nail in Miss Barker's coffin.
Yeah, but if it was, why would she be sat in a fucking chair?
I'll add barbiturates to the list of necessary tests. Examination with a UV lamp will dispel some doubts. Potentially, after examining the organs, we can easily to be checked in the lab later. Given the
Cooking
testimony
noodles.
of the victim's
Okay.
friend, I add alcohol poisoning to the list of potential causes of Miss Barker's death. A blood test will no doubt quickly verify that hypothesis. But first I'll check for external traces. For this we use the good old UV lamp.
Jeff. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Tab. UV
I
lamp.
look carefully at the whole body. UV rays will reveal any traces. The area around the head is empty. Torso. Empty, without marks. Right hand clean. The left hand seems to be fine. No legs. There's nothing here. Well, nothing to surprise us here. Now gently, we take the deceased by the hand.
No, I
And
hate
we
this
check
one.
for rigor mortis. Again, the hand falls freely. After yesterday, you should know what this means. Since we don't have a definitive lead, we will examine all the key organs one by one. So, I'm starting the internal
That's kind of the whole
inspection.
point, Kay.
I dissect the skin of the deceased.
Oh, I love how we go around the right
And
side
I
on a woman.
proceed to deflect the skin flaps. Compared with
Okay.
yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace
By the way,
amounts of
Karen, my
adipose
video
tissue.
finally uploaded last night. It took a little bit longer, but you know. So, I don't know what's going on with your one. Okay. I pulled it back. Why am I not able to pull back this one? What? I'm kind of confused why this is fucking. There we go. Ah, there we go. It was bugging a little bit.
Now for the ribs.
Ribbity ribs. Tab.
What do
Stoppers.
we have here?
Snap.
Or rather,
What
don't
lungs.
we have? There is certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Sometimes regarding
I look at a lung
bruising,
sign.
it doesn't take much. My wife was constantly banging into furniture, walking into door frames. It's a wonder
fair
she
enough,
never
okay.
broke anything. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body. I just need my syringe.
Care, look
Just to be
away.
sure, I'm
Syringes.
taking samples
I'll
from
tell
three
you when you
organs,
can look
the
back.
eyeball, the heart, and the bladder. Analysis will rule out, or confirm, alcohol poisoning as the cause of death.
I'm gonna have to TR today like I want to, which sucks because I really want that. Sucking. Look away, Care. Syringes. Right, you can
Well
look
done.
again. All the
I'll
syringes
transfer
are
these
gone.
to the centrifuge. What was it? 15, 70, 10, 75?
Mate, if it's for alcohol that we're doing, it's
Maybe one
1570.
day I'll need my notebook.
I remember that.
Numbers have never been my strong point. It's probably why I regularly forgot birthdays and anniversaries.
Mate, I think you just have ADHD. You just have a terrible memory, mate. That's your issue. Notes. Yeah, alcohol. 15 minutes, 70 thingamabobs. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, see, I remembered it. Then again, this is interesting, so I really like it. So, you know, it's quite
Gently
fascinating.
does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves. I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see what results come out.
Nummy
Weapons
num,
area's already
donuts.
open, so fucking hell! Ridley! Mr. Ridley! Where is he? The fuses need resetting. Fuck it. I'll do it myself. I swear there was a flashlight in here.
Oh wait, am I supposed to have a flashlight? What? Check the breaker. Oh, no, there is no flashlight for me. Oh, okay, cool. I was on my way over here anyways. Office. Storage.
Whatever. I know where the switches are anyway.
Yeah, they're here.
First the right, and then the left.
Up. Up.
And voila.
I was scared for a second there. I thought there was going to be something behind me. This game seems to be that kind of game where it's...
What?
It's doing dodgy psychological shit to me. It can fuck off. I don't know, Ko. It literally said, right, and I quote...
Oh, for fuck's sake. Can't I work in peace?
It said autopsy only.
Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
So I'm in a bad mood.
Sorry,
Fuck you.
man. This place is falling apart, and Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge strip the fuses again?
Yes.
Yeah. Eventually, everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Jesus, stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, Anyway, I'm calling to ask how
I
the
do
autopsy's
not
going.
know. Okay.
Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info, so we'd best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours. It doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More
Looks
of
like
a
suicide.
formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew.
In-game,
Your
Twitch.
head.
In-game.
My head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy fuck. Jack, turn on the radio.
What? What's happening?
Quiet.
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? Was? Steven. Was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. You want me on site?
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Fuck. Calm down, Jack.
It's okay, the window's shut.
Pills. I need my pills. You heard him, Jack. A serious accident. Lots of victims. He's definitely dead.
Where'd this prick go? Oi! You lazy bastard! You absolute fuck! I can't believe you fucked off and left me and now there's prisoners on the loose. Can I lock the door at least or something? You absolute bastard. Oh, take my pills. No, this isn't the bathroom. I'll make sure the windows are shut. Window is shut. Window is shut. Awesome. And we're going to shut the door. I'm going to shut this door. Okay, cool. Awesome. This door. Bathroom, take my medication. Because not only am I going mental because of fucking people, but
Yes. Nothing's going to happen.
I'm not just going mental because of, you know, ghosts and shit.
I've got to get back to work.
I am enjoying this game, I'm not gonna lie. I do like the autopsy part of it.
What?
Oh? I swear to God, if this is you being a prick, I'm gonna have you. Oh. Hopefully it's just a dead body fucking about. That would be more acceptable at this point.
Technical break. At least I know I can pursue a career as a janitor if I need to. Fucking hell!
Jesus Christ. For an autistic person, that was fucking freaky.
Alright, let's see if we were able to get anything out of this piece of crap. And miraculously, yes. The samples did spin. I'll transfer them to the chromograph in the lab.
Go figure if it's alcohol then.
Alright, let's load this up. I placed the test tubes in the rack. Now, just take 5 milliliters from each.
How do I set up? Is it already preset? No, apparently it's not. How do I? Notes. Yeah, 5 milliliter. That's alright and all, but how do I set it up? Move plunger. Oh.
Precisely.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Slurp. Okay. There you go. That should be enough, yes?
And the next.
That wasn't enough. 10. Oh, okay. F. Okay. Then I guess 15 afterwards.
Five more.
Okay.
We put the prepared sample into the machine. Let's see what we have here. The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death. However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just slight inebriation.
So I'm seeing alcohol, but I'm also seeing enzymes. So enzymes, there's amphetamines, which I think is meth. Apparently it's 500. Oh no, right. No, opioids, oxy, meth, cannabis, cocaine, fentanyl, amphetamines must be something else then. Oh, so analytics, it comes up with alcohol and fentanyl on the
I
end.
can return to the body and continue the rest of
Oh,
the
okay, then.
examination.
And I shall stretch.
The chromatograph results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However, remember that alcohol can affect the functioning of the entire body. It disturbs the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also remember that alcohol affects the metabolism of drugs in the liver, which I'll now look at in more detail. First, I'll pick up the syringe again. I'll take samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Okay, look away again. It's all done.
That's enough. I'll do the test later. I'd best not try my luck with the centrifuge right now. Now I removed the liver.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
No lesions. However, it is slightly enlarged. Perhaps it's a slight inflammation
That's one bumble.
or drug-induced damage. It may also be the result of the deposition of substances from drugs. Let's check the weight of the organ.
No, I didn't mean to click on you. Plop.
The weight is 1,300 grams. The
That a
liver
lot?
is enlarged.
I've got to cut it now. No.
I'll move on to a cross-sectional study. Perhaps the enlargement is the result of early cancerous changes. The blade glides through smoothly. I don't feel like I'm encountering any changes with an unusual structure. No
I hate
steatosis or
puzzles like that.
cirrhosis. The liver is actually quite clean inside.
So, no drugs.
The liver is basically healthy. We already know that the deceased didn't abuse alcohol. The question is, what about drugs or other substances? I move on to the heart.
I mean, her lungs are fucking black. BRB, you're gonna go clip some things. Okay.
Oh. At a glance, we can see signs of a heart attack. The deceased is definitely too young to have a heart attack due to natural causes. The liver is enlarged, not from alcohol poisoning, and the heart looks like it has collapsed. So, I guess we need to go to the centrifuge and check for these barbiturates.
Oh,
The last time I saw this kind of poisoning was a few years ago. I better check the data in my notebook. He was a middle-aged guy. He took his medication and forgot about it. So, he took another pill. He forgot again, and took another one. And another one. Until he took the last one. That's why it's better to have amnesic drugs in boxes labeled with the days of the week. This sort of thing rarely happens anymore. Doctors tend to prescribe benzodiazepines. They are safer, but still shouldn't be combined with alcohol.
I like benzos because, if I remember correctly, they're the same thing as diazepam, and I like taking bromazepam for my anxiety. So 10 minutes, 75 speed, fit 6. Available barbiturates. Submit an application for ventral diatomes. Carbo. Drug screening. That's interesting. So, we just want this one.
Alright.
10 minutes. No. Sorry, it wouldn't let my mouse move, so for some reason I couldn't select 10. And
We close the centrifuge and pray that it doesn't trip anything again. It looks like our luck is in. We can take the samples to the lab now. I wonder how she was able to get hold of these drugs.
easy peasy. It's called hoarding. So you pretend to fill your taken all of your prescription, and then you haven't taken all your prescription, and then
time.
yeah, bad. Anyways, hello.
6 milliliters each. Let's see how much of it we find.
Probably lots.
Nothing surprising. Significant amounts of phenobarbital metabolites of hepatic origin.
Yeah, considering it says the baseline here is supposed to say 0.040 and her result is 330.
Looks like I'll have to check the contents of the deceased's stomach.
Oh, that's not good.
The tests showed that the collected blood contained enough barbiturates to cause cardiopulmonary collapse. The question now is whether it was an accident or a deliberate act. I'm proceeding to examine the stomach. Before extraction, I ligate the entire organ to prevent its contents from spilling out. Okay, I'm now cutting out the organ, which will move to the board for dissection.
Look, it's swollen there.
Normally, the stomach and intestines are full of surprises. Not this time. We see remnants of undigested food and a dense mass of pills. You don't take this many drugs by accident.
Eesh.
Length and width normal. No obvious pathological changes.
I don't know,
Undigested
it looks
drugs found
swollen.
in the stomach of the deceased. The direct cause of death was probably an overdose. I'll check the rest of the organs, and then the lungs are normal, no lesions. The victim was probably a smoker, but was unlikely to be in any serious danger. The deceased's trachea is normal, complete patency. No food or fluid. The deceased's intestine is normal, no clear pathological changes. Abdominal cavity checked off. We can check the brain. I make a cut to open the lid of the victim's skull and remove the brain. Brain is normal. No
Wibble
obvious
wobble.
lesions. Alright, I need to dissect it on a board. Using a knife, I carefully cut through the brain tissue. I peek inside a bit, and... I don't think there's anything worth noting. As expected, the deceased's brain is in excellent condition. No discoloration or changes due to hypoxia. There is still the matter of the marks on the neck. They look superficial, but who knows? Maybe the spinal cord has been severed. I need goggles and a saber saw. I think the goggles were in the desk drawer. Oh, they're out there. Alice.
Come on, dude.
Saw. I need saw. Fuck. I don't see it here. Oh. I know. I probably left it in the basement after its last cleaning.
Yeah, except for Ridley's fucked off somewhat.
Mr. Ridley.
Oh, he's back,
I
is he?
need a key to the basement.
It's in the social room.
Why is the key lying at the... never mind. Thank you.
Hey, Hammond. Did you hear about the convoy? Well, maybe you'll get a chance to relive your glory days and catch Red Beat again, huh?
Oh, you're a
Let's hope there
fuck.
won't be a need for that.
Bastard.
If only he could put that much enthusiasm into his work. I get the feeling that searching through this rubbish is more pathogenic than working with corpses. Please, may this be the last trip.
Where's the basement?
Fuck. Why did the prison convoy have to get into an accident? Jack, take a deep breath. Deep, pleasantly cool breath. You're nearly finished with the autopsy. Then you can go home and rest.
Bathroom. Office. Where is the basement? Strange. I'm guessing it's outside from his reaction? I would have thought it would have been in there, but apparently not. Where the fuck is the basement? Garage. Over here. Oh, that's why he was freaking out about going outside then.
I'll take the saw. Fuck! It's jammed! Doesn't anyone do maintenance around here? Damn hatch. Damn Red Pete. Will I ever again? Will I ever be free of if only?
What else is down here? Somebody likes to eat their dinner down here, quite clearly. What? Hello?
It would be easier if I put things away properly.
I have to shut the door. No. Cool.
Damn student lectures and their fucking props.
Oh, at least I got a bone saw to defend myself if anybody attacks me.
And like clockwork, he's already sleeping.
Bastard. Bubba eating in the basement. Yeah, seems like it.
Sorry for the short interruption. I hope you all took the opportunity to grab some coffee. And now that I have everything I need, I'll move on to revealing the spinal cord.
Yeah, you probably might not want to watch this bit, Kay, because apparently it can get very, very gruesome. Because we're cutting out the spine. Yay! Oh,
The spine is removed. I can see that the
lovely.
spinal cord was not severed. This shows that apart from the marks around the neck, hanging didn't negatively affect the condition of the deceased. Ladies and gentlemen, almost over. Now, to sum up and tidy away the body. The direct cause of Samantha Barker's death was a heart attack resulting from an overdose of barbiturates. Traces found on the body suggest that the overdose was a deliberate act, following a failed attempt to hang herself. The autopsy found no evidence or genetic materials indicating that death could have been the result of an attack. Third-party involvement must be excluded. Autograph, and we can start sewing. In the 1950s and 1960s, the use of barbiturates for suicide was actually quite common. I think it was most talked about after the death of Marilyn Monroe. At home, it was a help and comfort. On death row, a farewell to the convicts. Well, we're done for today. Thank you for your attention. Tiring day. I can feel those hunger pains coming on. I guess I'll have to pick something up along the way. Gloves in the trash, leave the apron for cleaning. Now I can go. Camera. I didn't turn it off. A nightcap will do me good.
No, do I not turn it off? Oh, okay, cool. Fair enough then.
Good night, Mr. Ridley. The police will pick up the body and accompanying documentation in the morning.
How's your fucking weekend tonight?
Sure.
I guess there are actually two things in this world you can be certain of. Death and Ridley's reluctant attitude. Alright, maybe three things. My whiskey on the rocks when I get home.
I've still got my gloves on, by the way, even though he's sat there going, oh yes, gloves go in the bin.
So cold. I guess I should have brought my jacket to work. This block can be quite intimidating when it's so quiet. Almost there. Stephen didn't want to go out for a drink tonight, so I'll drink my whiskey in the company of my TV. Shit. I forgot the muffin. Well, Ridley will have a nice treat for the night. I'm sure he'll be his happy, thankful self tomorrow.
I don't know. I don't know what floor I live on.
But I locked it. I'm sure of it.
Uh-oh. Thank you for the drink.
Who the fuck did this?
Who
Don't have
do
anything
you think?
valuable.
Yes, you
Money.
do.
They must have stolen the money. Fuck!
Yeah, they're just
Great. That's all I need. What if it was Red Pete? else. I can't get my thoughts together. Okay. I'm gonna have to report this to the police. Christ. Why did the neighbors not report anything? I'm calling... Stephen?
Now, Jack, I told you, I'm going for a drink with you for another night in a row.
That's not why I'm ringing. Although I could do with one. Someone broke into my apartment.
What? Did anyone see anything? Have you called the police yet?
No, I don't think so. Anyway, no one contacted me. As for the police, I'm calling right now, officer.
All right. Do you want me to head round?
Yes,
Look for any
please.
trace evidence?
I don't know. No, I guess not. Honestly, I don't have the strength to deal with it right now. I just want to lie down.
Are you sure? Because it's no trouble at all.
I think
Let him
so.
come round and lie down, you miserable
Sorry.
git.
I just wanted to calm down a bit. I don't know. That's probably some stupid joke. Only money was stolen.
Money? From Alice's box? Oh, fuck. Listen, I can come over. I have the key. I'll drop by, do what I need to do, and you go get some sleep.
Good lad.
Don't trouble yourself.
What do you mean, no? Yes. Let him.
So
Let him come
tired.
over and we'll go sleep.
Maybe I forgot to close the apartment door on my way to work. If
No,
anything
we
else is
didn't.
missing,
We shut it. I
let me
remember.
know. Call the police.
All right.
I remember
Just
better than when I
make
shut my
sure
own
you close
fucking
it
door.
tonight. If you see anything weird tomorrow, let me know. Whoever did this may be watching you.
I don't think anyone is dumb enough to come back.
You're probably right. Take care, Jack. If you need anything, call me.
I promise I will. Thanks, Stephen. Sorry to bother you again. I've just been all over the place lately.
It's not a problem. Good night, Jack.
Good night.
You stupid bastard. My door seems to be shut. Shut this door.
What?
It was on.
I guess I should clean this shit up. Where to start?
Yeah, by the way, your radio's on, Mr. I don't like music.
Jack, why?
Hello?
I think I'm just tired.
The fuck?
I'm glad this didn't break. Shit. The glass in this thing needs to be replaced. To be honest, I could leave it like this. There you go. I still don't understand why Alice liked this painting so much.
Why did I hear a heartbeat?
Maybe I could barricade the door with this. I should pack this thing away. I have no interest in DIY at the moment. Now I'm sure I won't get caught up in these papers. Alice's family should really have some of these. That's enough for now. Jeez, I'm exhausted. I'll get the rest in the morning. What a mess. Now if only I could blame this on the burglars.
Saying that, her ring's gone as well, but the earrings are still there. I love how he hasn't said anything about...
She got it for her first day of work, and she broke it the same day. She said it was for luck.
I love how he's not said anything about her wedding ring being missing.
Oh yeah, I should take my pills.
How is everything miraculously clean? Is this a couple of days later?
I feel like it takes me forever to finish these things. That's enough. It will never look clean. I need to quickly change and finish getting ready. I'm gonna be late for work again.
Yeah, but this time we've got an excuse because we got burgled.
Got my keys, got my files. Check. Time to go. Remember to close close the door properly, Jack. I'll ask the neighbors tomorrow if they saw anything suspicious. Ugh. I wonder if Ridley fixed the coffee machine. What?
Hmm, a bird mark. I wonder, should I take the stairs? So you can literally just decide to take the stairs as well. If you don't want to trust the elevator, you can just take the stairs. Cool.
Maybe a bit optimistic. I'd better grab a coffee on the way.
We'll do one more body, and then I'll call it there.
I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised. I wouldn't sleep very well after being
Stephen brought in
burgled.
today. Good morning, Mr. Ridley. Oh, he's not here yet? No, I'll deal with Adam.
Wanted fugitive, dangerous convicted. Bro, how have you not noticed this? Look, it's right there in your face. Look, look. Say something about it, you bastard.
Pete. Oh, come on. He was too lazy to even wheel the gurney to the autopsy room.
I bet he's been kidnapped. I bet he's been kidnapped. And I'm gonna come in and it's gonna be this bastard. On top of the fact that he's bald, that dude's bald. No. Bad criminals. Stay out. My cupcake's definitely gone though. Bastard. Eats my cupcake. Doesn't do his fucking job properly. Hello? Sat here itching my ear hole. What do I do this time?
Almost
Everything.
there. Now for the tough part. The body needs to be moved. Where's Ridley when you need him? Alright. I just need some gloves and my apron. Then I can get to work. I'm going to need my tape recorder for this. Autopsy dated November 22nd, 1991. 7:32 p.m. Led by Dr. Jack Hanman. I begin by verifying the identity of the Jane Doe.
Bipolar disorder.
It's most likely Harper Lloyd, age 35, found in a well-owned house by her neighbors Leonard and Dorothy Chelsea, reported missing for a week. Firefighters found the body after the Chelsea family began complaining that their tap tasted strange, and at one point had begun to smell and turn a dark color.
Oh, I don't think the body's going to be very pretty.
It is also known that the deceased was diagnosed with affective bipolar disorder. Harper was placed on drug therapy, which she dropped out of fairly regularly. During her treatment, she was under the care of her common-law partner, Richard Benson, professional truck driver. The last person who had contact with the deceased was her partner. Harper's last message read as follows. I'm gonna take a shit in their stupid well. Then we'll see who has the last laugh. Nice one. Police records also show that Mrs. Lloyd was in constant conflict with her neighbors. The constant parties and subsequent brawls made living in the area nearly impossible, especially when Lloyd's partner wasn't around. I proceed to open the bag and check the state of decomposition. The most important task in forensic identification of a drowned person is to distinguish whether the death occurred before or after entering the water. Okay, that could have been worse.
Yeah, I was
I
expecting
carefully
worse
removed
as
the
well.
victim's clothes so as not to damage the skin. The deceased was found. One shoe is missing. I'm going to need the camera to document all possible suspicious marks. Definitely the first thing that stands out is the very advanced post-mortem gigantism. The skin of the deceased appears very delicate, smooth, and relaxed from being in the water for a long time. The whole
Nice,
body is
guy.
extremely pale. Post-mortem markings are seen on the underside of the body. That is, on the back, thighs, and calves of the deceased.
She could have fell and hurt herself.
There are bruises and hemorrhages on the neck. These usually occur due to increased inhalation when fighting to breathe underwater. It's likely that the deceased was lying on her back when she was fished out. The so-called washerwoman's skin on the feet. The deceased had indeed been in the water for a long time. The skin on the hands can be easily separated from the body.
Ugh.
The separation takes the form of a glove. There are some obvious scratches on the skin. So, after the preliminary exam, it's time. Today's date. The deceased was clothed.
Yeah, it's the next day.
Rigor mortis does not need to be checked. Based on the state of decay, you can be sure it has subsided.
She's got no eyeball as well, man.
We see thick, white foam in the mouth of the deceased, resulting from pulmonary edema. Foam is a characteristic in deaths due to drowning. There are obvious scratches on the skin, especially on the back and hands. These could be defensive wounds, evidence of some sort of altercation prior to death. No obvious signs of struggle. The skin on the hands would have easily peeled away from the flesh. Some of the fingers have already lost their nails.
Ew.
The spots have a purplish blue-red hue, which is a typical sign of the death of the organism. Yep, pretty typical. Liver mortis are formed as a result of putrefaction of blood in the veins.
Ugh.
Due to the fact that the deceased was wearing shoes all the time, her feet are in better condition than her hands. Nevertheless, we can still notice a clear, wavy skin and the so-called washerwoman's skin texture. Okay, that's probably enough to indicate a direction for further examination. I'd better note that down in the records. Marks found on the neck and foaming at the mouth are typical signs of drowning people. Hands heavily wrinkled from submersion in water. Typical washerwoman's skin.
Fair enough.
There doesn't seem to be anything unusual about this livor mortis. Diffuse spots are caused by blood rotting in the veins. Considering the deceased's penchant for drinking alcohol, it could have been a mere accident. Those abrasions appear relatively fresh. No healing or scarring is visible. In this case, the question is, fortunately, the skin on the hands didn't fall off. Their distribution suggests that the victim was probably lying on her back when fished out of the livor mortis of a different color could indicate poisoning with carbon. A simple drip, loss of balance, and maybe it's just abrasion. Or maybe... Before I begin the dissection, I'll make sure the suggested identity is correct.
How do I do that?
The suitcase with the fingerprint equipment should be around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. With decomposing bodies, the tissue of the pads and the fingers, if the body of the deceased is well preserved, fingerprinting is similar to that of a... The fingerprint sheet should always be checked. Slipping fingers, too much or too little ink, or inaccurate hand position can make fingerprints illegible. I'm going to conduct a dactyloscopic examination. If in fact the deceased is in the police database, I will find her. Glycerin is injected successively between the nail and the skin of each finger. The substance then enters the fingertip, removing shrinkage and wrinkles. Now I take a brush. Only when the skin is taut and elastic can you use ink.
I'm confused. There's nothing for me to put it in. Hello? Oh my god, I can't exit this to like reset it. Oh, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
I think it's enough. In the case of drowning victims, you have to be extremely careful. The skin may fall off the hand like a glove when you take the print.
Okay, perfect.
I'll use the fax machine to add the print into the system. Green button, and... Once the data uploads, I'll run the prints against... Great. The data is there. Click Upload. Now, go through the database and find a matching print. Expect possible hours of fun. One more. Analyze button. And we have a result. Everyone has a story to tell, even if it's just a police record. So, as predicted, the deceased turned out to be Harper Lloyd. That went smoothly. I'll print this out and attach it to the medical records. Great. Now we can go back to my inspection. I'm adding the name of the deceased. I'll start the internal examination by taking fluid from the victim's brain. A needle inserted through the nose will do the trick. If the victim was alive when she fell into the well, she must have swallowed water fighting for her life, and then diatoms, characteristics of pooled water like a well,
Nope. Oops, that's not
got
what I
into
meant.
the body. In the meantime, I'll check the sample under the microscope. I'm sure that these algae traces will be found in the samples taken from the well where police found the body.
Microscope. Oh, there.
Now I need to adjust the knobs properly and place the diatom in the center of the slide. Diatoms are single-celled microscopic algae. The aperture still needs... Oh, I'm finally starting to see something here. It's not a dirty... And perfect. I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance. Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these algae. It's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid, but rather a bad focus. And it's not a and perfect. As expected, we find the aforementioned algae in the solution. Their upper part, epitheca, which overlaps the lower, hypotheca, is clearly visible. The presence of diatoms in the brain samples taken indicate that the deceased was certainly alive when she fell into the water and was possibly conscious. Since there were diatoms in the brain, it means that many more of them must have entered the body. Studies of the rest of the organs will most likely confirm this hypothesis. I can finally get to the practical part. I must be extra careful because the skin of the deceased is very stretched. I wouldn't want an explosion here. You can immediately see a very large swelling of the organs. In addition, all internal organs are very congested. I proceed to remove the rib cage. It's easy to see that the ribs have been imprinted in the lungs. So, I'm going to start by drawing blood from the lungs for testing for diatoms. If diatoms were only present in the lungs, this would mean that the victim was placed in the well after death, and the perpetrator wanted to get rid of the corpse in this way. Now, I remove the lungs and proceed to taking the lungs in my hand. I feel that the tissues have lost their elasticity, which is the result of water emphysema. In addition, there is significant swelling of the organs, and as a result, we have a nice imprint of the ribs. The emphysema itself, it's clear how far it's progressed, which is characteristic of drowning. Corpses found in water are worth examining with a tomograph. However, I can't count on such luxuries, so I must reach for a more archaic technology: a bucket and water. here. I hope no one dipped a mop in it. It's best to go to the lab for this. Historically, the lung float test is used to detect infanticide.
Oh, okay.
The water should be at room temperature. That's enough. To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water. This checks if there is air in the lungs. And speaking of lungs, everything is ready to bring them here. Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Of course, such a study isn't without flaws. Air may have entered a newborn's airways during resuscitation attempts. Gases released during decomposition could also... In this case, however, it's about something else. Namely, the amount of fluid in the lungs. To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water and wait to see if they fall or if they will float on the surface. Just as I assumed, the lungs collapsed easily. Fluid could have entered the lungs during panic attempts to catch breath underwater, but it could also be the result of bacterial infections or cancer, so further investigation is needed. I move on to dissecting the lungs of the deceased. You can hear the distinct, very unpleasant crackling of the tissues being cut through.
Yeah, well, I didn't really need you to bring attention to it, but thanks anyways.
The parenchyma is remarkably pale, although small hemorrhagic foci and petechia are present on the surface. All right. Now, I will check the collected fluid under a microscope. If we find 20 diatoms on the slide, it can be considered drowning, and our result is not false positive due to possible contamination. I won't even notice an army of diatoms. The aperture still needs adjustment. The image is too dark. Oh, I'm finally starting to see something here. And perfect. As expected. In solution, the diatoms are clearly visible. There are smaller and larger clusters of them. There will definitely be more than 20 of them. I'll make a note of all this.
This dude's sizable.
So far, this case looks pretty standard. It's clear from the beginning that it's drowning. Well, the procedure requires me to check everything anyway. So, I move on to checking the other organs. I ligate the heart. Strongly developed putrefactic hemolysis, the organ can be seen at first glance. Apart from that, no signs of a heart attack or other heart disease.
Good. Oops. Uh-oh. Oh dear. I accidentally fucking got rid of the heart before I clicked on it. I pressed the wrong button. Ah. It's alright. It's okay.
This time,
Thank you for the
it's
hug.
the liver. It's immediately apparent that the deceased didn't care for herself. Like most organs, the beginnings of cirrhosis are visible in some areas.
Alcohol. Alcohol abuse.
I transfer the
Alright,
organ to a
Gumball,
board
how's you?
and proceed to dissect. The cross-section clearly shows dilated veins and many small hemorrhagic foci. I
Okay,
must admit that this is quite a feat, considering the rather young age of the deceased.
Just get my hair wet.
Harper enjoyed drinking so much that she might not have lasted a few more years. I move on to the stomach. I take a sample of the fluid for testing. It looks very turbid. I'll see what happens after spinning, but that's in a moment. Now, I carefully ligate the organ, then cut it off. It's enlarged, probably full of putrid gases.
Oh. What the damage to the stomach. Oops.
I transfer it to the board and carefully open it, checking the contents.
Now I'm going to dissect.
One thing you'd never get used to is how much this task smells.
Anybody's who ever coughed up a fucking throat stone knows how bad putrefaciating fucking food stinks. I hate getting stones in my throat.
Okay, the stomach is full of fluid and unidentified organic matter, which is probably leftover food. So let's check the diatoms. Again, but in a centrifuge for a change. The problem with examining drowned people is being able to show whether the death was due to drowning or whether something else contributed to the death. Cramp, heart attack, drugs, homicide, or some accident. Such an analysis requires viewing from different angles and a careful interpretation of the collected data, including those from the field. That's why it's so important to collect as many samples as... Okay, this is one last little sample.
So we want 35 minutes, speed 25%. No? Oh, I gotta place them.
Now set. Done. I'll run it directly into the chromatograph and run it against the data from the police. I'm certain the analysis will show similarities between the fluid and water in Chelsea's well. Let me think. 3 milliliters should be fine. Okay, now it's the chromatograph's turn. water sample matches the one provided by the police. Well, the results are quite clear. I was hoping it would be a more interesting case.
Don't say
More diatoms. Analysis indicates the same origin. Blah, blah, blah. There's little left to do. I'm going to check. Interesting. Looks like there's something stuck in the trachea. I'm moving to the board for further inspection. I dissect the trachea and open the organ. Inside, I find a wedding ring. This is based on the size. I can say that it's a woman's wedding ring, quite standard from the outside. There's an engraving inside.
take the ring. I have taken the ring.
What the fuck? But this is my ring. Alice's ring. But how did it, but this should be at home. I have it.
No, you don't, because it got stolen yesterday.
At home.
But you didn't remark they got stolen, but I did.
I have to check this out. Where are my meds? Where the fuck are my meds? Oh, Jesus Christ! Hope these all make it go away.
Dirty hands.
I have to check the apartment. It can't be. Jesus Christ!
Bro, we can't leave the body here. We've not finished.
Mr. Ridley. Mr. Ridley!
What's all the ruckus?
I need to go home. Immediately.
What? Now?
I have to. Have you seen anyone here this morning? Anybody suspicious?
Not sure at this point,
there was no one. Dorothy was, but only for a moment, then she left. What's wrong with you, Hammond?
Okay. Thanks.
What about the corpse?
I'll come back, I promise. Jesus Christ!
I think he's having a mixture of PTSD care and a psychotic episode.
I have to check this out. This can't be real. Where is it? Where is it? Where? It's not here. It's not.
I noticed yesterday it wasn't here.
I need to go. This is sick. Fuck.
And because he didn't say yesterday
God,
that
Stephen,
the
phone.
fucking ring was gone, I bet he won't be believed.
What's up, man?
They took the ring.
What? What ring? What are you talking about?
They took the wedding ring. Alice's wedding ring.
One sec. You mean burglary? You said nothing was missing.
Yes, I know that. I don't know. I was jittery. Maybe I didn't notice. I don't know, but
No, you didn't notice.
that's not the worst of it.
Calm down, Jack. Breathe. What happened?
I found it in the trachea of the deceased I was working on. Do you understand? I pulled it out of a dead woman's trachea.
What?
I don't know what's going on. You think Red Pete wants revenge? He's playing with me. Huh? I knew it. I knew it from the beginning this is going to happen. I didn't make it up!
Jack, listen to me. Try to calm down. Don't leave the apartment. I'll be with you right away, okay? I'm on my way.
What sane person would do something like that? How? And when? When the fuck? Fucking Ridley lets in whoever he likes as usual. What are you saying? Steve? Steven? Don't leave me, man. Come on. Fuck. Oh, God, what now? Okay, calm down. Just... Jesus. What's going on?
Fair enough, okay.
Just one sip more. Yep.
Bro, come on, that's enough.
Jesus. Just
No.
Just one sip more. Okay.
Oh my god. This is intriguing. Now I continue. Fuck's sake.
I can't do it anymore. These reports will kill me one day. I'll have to finish it over the weekend. It's time to go to work. I should take out the trash first. Jesus. Fuck. Maybe I'll just ignore it. Yes?
Hi, this is Charlotte. I guess I interrupted you again?
Oh, hi. No, I just... I wrote reports in those last sections, and I was just about to leave for work.
I always know when to call.
Yeah, definitely. What's up? How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What about you?
Okay, nothing new. I had a few days off.
Oh, that's nice. Then... Did you have a moment to look for something for me?
Something for you?
Well... the photo with, the photo I asked you for?
It hasn't come yet? Oh,
I didn't
sorry,
write.
but I said it a week ago.
I didn't write the address on it.
Maybe I'm too impatient. I'm sorry for rushing you. You have so much on your mind. I thought maybe you forgot.
It's okay. No worries. With my pills...
Oh hey, don't puzzle. Hey Kay, you
Pills.
remember that
Pills.
one time on
I
Grounded
always forgot to take
when
my
you
pills.
fell and you died?
So you see...
Yeah.
I have to go now.
Yes, sure.
Let me know if you still haven't received the letter. Then I'll try... well, maybe I'll find something else.
Oh, really? Could you? It would be great if you could. Really?
Yes. I know it means a lot to you.
Well, I won't hold you any longer. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, I kind of
Did I
noticed
mess up the address?
you didn't put an address, mate.
How am I gonna get those
You
pills?
literally took a blank envelope, fucking put the thingy in there, and then shoved in the letterbox. I remember because I was freaking out, thinking, "Am I going to remember the fucking address?" I was focusing on the fact that it's brown. So as an autistic person, I remember him better than you. To be fair though, if he has got trauma, plus drugs, plus, you know, the stress of everything, it does all add up, and I won't be surprised if he's forgetting because of it.
What's going on?
Strange. Hey cat, don't fall. The music's getting distorted as well, because the more we're going on, the more mentally insane he's getting. Take the trash out. Hey, where's the trash? Shit. Did I forget the trash upstairs? I think I did, actually. Oh, shit. Here I am yelling at him for being an absolute twat. Oh, I forget the trash myself. Oops. Where is the trash?
Ugh. Why is it so wet? Ugh. I shouldn't be this tired.
You've probably overdosed on your drugs, mate. You absolute dipstick. I bet you anything, towards the end of this game, that there will be a part where we have to literally do our own autopsy. Bet you anything.
I wonder if Alice's mother has a film of this photo somewhere. I actually hadn't thought about it before. I should call her on Friday.
First try, so blink. Says you, dickhead.
Oh, God. Why do I like sleeping so much?
Because sleeping is nice.
Huh?
What do you mean it's just you? If it's just you, stop being a spooky bitch. Go away. What are you screaming at me for?
Good afternoon.
Isn't it a bit early for you?
I missed our invigorating conversations. Has Stephen brought the body?
Yeah, the trolley's in the hall. Maybe wheeling it to the dissection room will be invigorating enough for you.
Oh, I don't like it.
I think I'll get straight to work on this one. Focusing on something will do me some good. Christ, this one's heavy. Hey, Mr. Ridley, I need help. I can't lift this bag myself.
Talking of, I just want to go and check the window and make sure the window's shut, because every time recently the window seems to be open. No, it's shut. Okay, cool.
Stephen didn't clean up after himself again. Ridley! Ugh, wasn't easy, but at least I can start.
Bastard.
A new package must have arrived. I guess Dorothy ordered it. I think I'll skip recording a video for the students today. They don't need to see me and the body. Ugh. And they'll still have the accompanying photos anyway. November 27th, 1991, 5:14 p.m. Conducted by Dr. Jack Hanman.
Nope, oops. Got that one.
James Evans Jr. Evans had previously been convicted of possession of stolen goods, robberies, and drug trafficking. There were also attempts to accuse him of leading a criminal group responsible for burglaries in the New Orleans area. What? Burglaries in the New Orleans area? This is... it's a rather strange coincidence. The deceased's father, James Evans Sr., is a local businessman. He was the one who reported the disappearance. At the time of the report, his son hadn't been home for 3 days. The body was found inadvertently in the woods near Peetsville. The dogs picked up the scent while searching for a missing boy. The body was found naked and mutilated. Clothes, probably belonging to the deceased, were found lying nearby. Police photos show that the body was not even particularly hidden, but only covered with a thin layer of soil, branches, and leaves. Sounds disturbing. I wonder what condition the body is in then. I'll start by opening the bag. Oh, fuck. I didn't expect this level of mutilation. This is going to be a dirty job. I'll check through the bag the police left. Maybe there will be something worth noting about the victim's clothes. Left plain cotton. Classic jeans. Oh, dirty and torn. Certainly not my style. Traces of blood and plasma. It could have been used... Is this... Interesting.
I've got some.
Most of the blood is visible around the neckline. However, after decapitation, I would expect a larger stain, reaching much further. Of soil. It's a bit like the perpetrator's pulled his shirt over his head.
I do apologize for that though.
Don't appear to be related to any injuries on the body. The deceased, a lighter, engraved with the police insignia, stolen. Maybe purchased from a pawn shop.
Thank you. I will take a screenshot of it.
Traces of dirt mixed with blood and rubbed leaf litter. Evans must have been crawling, or was dragged along the ground.
I don't know about you guys, but I can literally hear
here. It looks like some kind of
skin.
Scale? This could point to an animal being responsible.
Could be an alligator. But the music's gotten a lot darker. So, what else am I missing? Because he did say, is that something earlier? So I'm not sure what else I'm missing. Maybe the clothes?
And here,
Oh, here we go.
another animal souvenir. It looks different than the previous one. The only thing I can tell from the clothes is that before his death, Evans had either put
Me?
in quite a fight.
They're not silver,
The
so
attackers
not me.
simply dragged him along the ground for a long distance.
I'll have to hop off at 2 though.
And this is certainly strange. The injuries themselves were inflicted only when he was naked.
As he should.
I'll take a look at the scales.
Oh.
They seem too different. Dorothy once brought an animal encyclopedia here. She performed an autopsy on an exotic animal smuggler. The guy suffered an accident while transporting illegal animals. Not only were the police needed on site, but it took nearly a day to round up his cargo. Dorothy had a hard time with that case. Did the impact kill him? Or did one of the animals he was transporting do him in? They even talked about it on the news. People were terrified that some reptile would just come out of their can and grab him. Okay, the book.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite upset, unfortunately, that, you know, it took so long, because that time I could have almost had this done. I don't know how many chapters there are, obviously. I'm gonna guess he's gonna get more and more insane as we go along, but, you know, I'll go to labs or wrong place. But, yeah, you know.
Who is this?
Okay.
Alright. Which page was it? Local wildlife. I bet I'll find... Oh, that was quick. I wouldn't expect anything else. I'll first have to check the body for... Not this area, but who knows. Nile crocodile. Formerly worshipped as a... No way. I would expect something... local? I certainly don't remember hearing of an animal escaping from the zoo. What kind is this? Oh yes. This turtle turned out to be a killer. He ripped off the guy's wrist and tore him in a few other places. I only need to concentrate on the crocodile chapter. Ugh. Christ. Why am I so tired?
You clearly didn't sleep very well.
What was I supposed to... the pictures. I'll have to show them to Dorothy. Too bad that we no longer keep our ranking. With something like that, I would come out on top. There hasn't been a case like this for a long, long time. Alright, I'll begin. The deceased skin is smooth and taut. This suggests an advanced stage of decomposition of the corpse. It's unlikely that a human would make such a wound. Nasty.
Telling me, like, look at all the chunks and everything on the fucking leg. All his teeth marks.
Such a wound could not have occurred during the victim's lifetime. Interesting. This needs to be investigated further.
Look, even his penis is gone.
also clear traces of the deceased ankles being bound in some way.
Oh, there's an alligator bite. Look at it.
Oh, and as expected, there's a bite. This wound appears to have been made by a sharp instrument.
So it sounds like he was tortured and then thrown out to crocodiles.
Evans couldn't have tied himself up like that. It looks like some sort of attack or kidnapping.
Mhm.
No head. That's not hard to miss.
He's got no
I
head.
need to gather my thoughts together. And look at the torn. It seems that this. I wonder whether the decapitation took place before or after death. To check. I have some suspicions about these marks. The work of animals can be seen here. The question is which ones. I should inspect these areas with a magnifying glass first. This looks very promising. The bite is clearly visible. It should be easy to compare it with the encyclopedia and identify the culprit. I just need to make it a little... I hope I put it in right. I can never remember whether it was image up or image down. At university, I didn't have facilities like a fax machine. Just some tracing paper, a pencil, and I can check these in the encyclopedia. Now, did I leave them in a drawer? Or maybe a box somewhere? Ugh. I don't remember if I left them out somewhere.
You keep yawning, it's making me yawn.
No. Looks like I can tidy up after myself.
No, I
Sometimes.
love and hate him. What did I do?
A very, nature-driven case so far. I'll have to consult the encyclopedia again.
Yes,
Good thing Dorothy left it here. Otherwise, I would have had to run back to my place to get some.
What did we say they were earlier?
It makes sense. This would also explain the mold found in the clothes. It turns out that some of the wounds can be safely blamed on local alligators. However, we cannot blame them for the decapitation. It's not these animals we should be afraid of here. I should make some notes and start the autopsy. Ugh.
He's gone from sighing constantly to fucking yawning.
And look for other traces using a magnifying glass. It doesn't look good. Evans wasn't decapitated with one cut. Several stab wounds of varying depth and circumference. It looks like the killer might have missed before they finally hit the neck. Mississippi alligator. It's strange that an alligator would leave such a clear and smooth mark. The imprints are quite deep and even. From the looks of it, I'd say Evans was restrained with his own belt.
But explain the blood and everything, really.
The result of an animal tearing at its body, skin, soft tissues, and genitals. There are even some teeth marks, but, well, it doesn't look like an alligator. The bite is firmly incorporated into the wound. A photo alone won't help me here. I need to make a cast and compare it.
Somebody bit his wee-wee
Looks
off.
like an uneven bite. It's worth taking a closer look at this. Maybe there will be some remaining teeth marks. Very strong binding marks. You can see peeled epidermis and small wounds. Evan's right side must have been more attractive to the crocs and insects. There's no end to playing zoologist today. I need a tool with dental impression cement. Can I find it here? No. It's probably lying somewhere around in the lab. I hope the cement hasn't expired. A month after the due date. That could be worse. Now I need to cover the bite area. Wait until it hardens. I think it's ready. The cast looks quite contaminated from the other wounds in that area.
Yeah, but you can see these are molars. Look, these are human teeth.
Well, let's hope the imprint turns out better. Brush, ink, and paper. Similar to taking fingerprints. Paint over the area. And put a piece of paper on it. That's very strange. I'll run it through the fax and check it on the computer.
Because you can
I
check.
don't want to believe what I'm seeing.
You can check dental records.
Loading.
Hello, Annie.
Wow. This is, well, this is quite unexpected.
Yeah.
Human teeth. Oh, fuck. I need to tell this to Stephen.
Hello, baby. What are you doing? What are you doing? Eh? What are you doing?
Loading. It'll probably take a while.
Okay, I've done that. Oh. What? Oh.
Loading. It'll probably take a while.
You're kidding me, right? The fuck?
Maybe not everything is cataloged correctly. Loading. It'll probably take a while. Finally. What? The partial impression I have may match several people. Okay, this one is in prison, so he's out. Another in prison. Oh, here's someone with quite interesting tendencies. Oh, he's dead. It doesn't fit. This one doesn't either. I'm afraid this will remain a mystery. The killer's profile is getting more and more interesting.
I think I need to go and take my meds because I fucked up so much during the tea that my vision is blurry. I don't know if it'll let me take my medicine. Oh, it will. Oh, thank fuck for that. 'Cause I cannot work with blurry vision. There's one thing I cannot abide.
I'm going back to the body. I need to make a note before I start the dissection. You can see that the tool used was sharp and smooth. So, what if it was in the hands of an unskilled person? They look quite shallow. Someone must have inflicted these with some sort of primitive tool. Torn tissue, lacerations, bite wounds. This wound turned out to be more troublesome than I thought it would be. Maybe something chased that alligator away before it bit down properly?
So I'm not going to put the penis mark there or anything else? Okay.
For obvious reasons, I record decapitation as the cause of death. I need to verify how deep these wounds go. If they punctured the organs, hemorrhaging could have occurred. A perfect breeding ground for larvae. Fortunately, the deceased doesn't care about it, just like we do now. The abdominal and genital area are supplied with plenty of blood. If the penis was bitten off while he was alive, Evans could have bled to death.
Yep, because there's an artery there.
Alligators rarely kill humans. Due to the body fat of the deceased, I'm adding a heart attack to the list. Maybe Evans didn't live long enough to experience what happened to him.
No, here's very
man. I was hoping for an easier case.
No, you fucking weren't. The night before you were bitching and whinging that it was too straightforward.
First of all, I'll try to determine whether death occurred before the decapitation, or if it ended Evan's suffering. With the scalpel, I'll open the deceased's chest. I cut deep, in a straight line, avoiding the navel. We see a lot of fat tissue under the skin. When I remove the ribs, I expect to see even more fat on the organs. Correct. High levels of internal fat, organ size above average due to obesity. I move on to the lung analysis. The deceased smoked cigarettes, but more importantly, and this is the culprit. Well, it didn't look like the holes were that deep. Such hemorrhage could have been caused by hitting the chest with a blunt object, or a puncture directly affecting the organ. They appear to be of different depths. The cross-section is uneven. Open pneumothorax should be added to this. The deceased could have experienced extreme hypoxia, and, as a result, obstructive shock. I wonder what the heart looks like. That the organ is enlarged with very clear, light yellow traces of steatosis on the surface. No signs of heart attack. But similarly to the lungs, there is a trace of puncture with a sharp object. In pneumothorax, the heart rate increases. In the event of such a wound, this would mean bleeding out faster and more. In turn, a sudden increase in the amount of fluid in the pericardial cavity could lead to cardiac tamponade, which is also a life-threatening condition.
Yeah. Wait, is there somewhere else I'm supposed to mark? Oh no, not again.
Evans, however, is remarkably clean, considering this turn of events. This all looks quite... The organ is fatty and enlarged. The beginnings of cirrhosis are obvious. Well, that's it. This time, nothing to write home about. So, I proceed to carefully remove the stomach. Like most other organs, it is fatty and clearly enlarged, not to mention swollen, partially due to gases, but mainly due to the deceased's lifestyle. I take the organ to the cutting board. The outside is intact. I'm going to check the contents.
Okay.
Sounds like there's an unusually large amount of undigested, and now rotten stomach contents inside.
What, Sam?
Blood. Evans had to swallow it due to his injuries, which means he was still alive when he was brutally wounded in the chest.
That's not good.
Only the trachea left to be examined. Surprisingly, it's not damaged by the decapitation. I move on to cutting it open. Okay. I carefully cut, and... blood. Just as I expected. Evans not only swallowed it, but also choked on it. Looks like I can wrap this up. Let me tie this together. After he was abducted, stripped, and tied up, he was dealt several penetrating blows to the chest. Then his head was cut off. Evans was deprived of his genitals, and the body served as an easy meal for the animals.
So if I'm not wrong, he
Even though there are a lot of injuries on the body that could cause death, it was the decapitation that ended Evan's life.
Oh,
The
that's
animal
what
bites in
happened.
the limbs occurred after death, so there's no reason to treat these as the cause of death. The damage to the lungs and heart must have led to severe hemorrhaging, so there's no doubt that Evans was choking in bloody convulsions. But it didn't last too long, which I conclude from the small amount of blood in the stomach and trachea. I never thought I'd ever wish someone to have a heart attack, but in this case, it would have been better for him. In some way, it can be said with certainty that James Evans was murdered. Oh well. I need to stitch this poor guy back up. It's really bothering me. Something's not right here. Because even now, the organs are relatively clean. The skin around wounds also, it's like, someone pumped it out? Christ. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'll leave these questions for the police to solve. And now, I get to head home. It's a fucked up thing. I'll hold off taking long walks in the forest for the near future. I have a feeling that it won't end with just one body. Good night, Mr. Ridley. The body's ready to be picked up.
Sure. Good night.
I think it's the first time in a long time that I finished work at a decent hour. I'll get home. Oh, come on. Fuck! When did I get a flat tire? What the fuck? Oh, come on. This is impossible. What's this supposed to mean? Where's
A
this happening?
screwdriver now.
Someone is messing with me again. Fuck. I'm going to Ridley's. Maybe he saw something.
I not pick up screwdriver.
Ridley, do you know what happened to my car?
Oh, what happened to your car?
All the tires are fucking flat.
Well, it happens. Don't you have a spare in the trunk?
Spare ones in the trunk. No one carries 4 fucking extra tires in the trunk.
Jesus, Handman, calm down. I'll call you a taxi.
Calm down? That's a bit of an exaggeration, don't you think? Have you seen anyone around here? Someone strange? Suspicious?
Except you? No.
Haha, funny. I don't find all these jokes amusing, you know.
What jokes? Handman, what's wrong with you? It's just tires.
Such things are not a coincidence. What's wrong with me? Things keep happening. Last week, and now this?
Just go wait for the taxi, okay? Fresh air would do you good. Neither you nor I will do anything about it now.
Neither you nor I will do anything? What have you been doing all day? Surely something like this can't just be overlooked.
Maybe you should go outside and cool down. I'm calling a taxi.
Cool down. I just want to sleep. It would be easier just to move in and live here. I doubt I'll get reimbursed for the cab.
Oh.
Huh? Hello? Good evening. Any news for me? About my car? You know, flat tires?
No.
No, what? Have you checked the cameras? Anything?
Handman, I cut my teeth working in prison. I know what to do.
What?
There were no strangers hanging around. Maybe you ran over something.
What? All the tires?
Why, possibly. You can congratulate yourself.
Christ.
You should try sleeping more. You've been kind of out of it lately.
That's the first bit of sense you've made all evening.
Good. The body is expected to be ready for pickup tonight, along with your lecture.
What? What? No, what?
You still pontificating? Best hurry, don't you think?
Fuck me. I don't have the strength for this today. Have I taken my pills today? Did I take it, or... one more won't hurt.
Hello?
I need to focus. Fuck. I don't have much time.
Thank you for the stretch.
Okay. One by one, Jack. Take it easy. Oh, a burning issue indeed. Then I'll move on to the body. Ah, shit. The lecture. I almost forgot. I'm gonna need the camcorder. This is making me nervous.
Sure, I might continue this tonight, as I'm actually quite interested in this. And it is Wednesday, so I do usually play something different on Wednesdays.
Oh well. This is not the best framing. Hello, everyone. It's the 20... something of November 1991.
Yeah, he's definitely
Hanlon
using
is
it.
conducting the autopsy. Oh. I appear to be missing my gloves and apron.